This is St. Giles Cathedral, the High Kirk of Edinburgh. This is the prominent place of worship for the Church of Scotland, sometimes referred to as the Mother Church of Presbyterianism. The church is dedicated to St. Giles, the patron saint of Edinburgh. He was a popular hermit monk in the Middle Ages, known for his work with lepers and other outcasts. St. Giles Church dates to the late 14th century, though it went through a major restoration in the 19th century. The crown steeple is a famous part of the skyline here in Edinburgh, about a third of the way down what's known as the Royal Mile, between Edinburgh Castle and Holyrood Palace. In 1637, King Charles and Archbishop Laud attempted to impose the Anglican Book of Common Prayer on the Church of Scotland. It was here at St. Giles where that attempt was made. Charles was sending a signal to the Scots that their Reformation needed to be brought into line with the English version. But Charles underestimated the passion of the Scottish Reformation. He quickly found himself an enemy of the Scottish people. Charles doubled down and opted for a show of force, but his parliament was unwilling to help him raise an army. Charles's response surprised most everyone. He turned to Catholic Ireland in search of men for his army. The very idea of Catholic Irish against Protestant Scots was explosive. The religious battle lines were drawn and Parliament sided with the more Puritan cause. The vast majority of moderate Britons had no alternative but to take sides, back their Catholic-leaning king or Puritan-leaning Parliament. Within months, the English Civil War, England's war of religion, had begun. The war lasted 7 brutal years. King Charles was ultimately defeated and executed, which opened the door for an extreme religious government. The general who emerged triumphant, Oliver Cromwell, was determined to install nothing less than an assembly of saints who believed they were fighting God's battle on earth. Any traces of idolatry were removed, and only the utmost purity was tolerated. It was a new order, once again instituted by brute force. After Cromwell died in 1658, the people rejected his new order of things. King Charles II came on the scene, and Cromwell's Puritan way of life ended. Festivities resumed, theaters reopened, and Christmas reappeared on the calendar. The Church of England was re-established, Anglican bishops and all. Over 2,000 years ago, the man known as Jesus of Nazareth was born in the small town of Bethlehem in the land of Judea. His extraordinary life, brutal execution, and miraculous resurrection from the dead attest to the truth of his claim to be the only Son of God. This is the story of how Jesus, through the lives of his faithful followers, has become known around the world, impacting all of human history from the first century until today. This is Drive Through History, Ends of the Earth.